Here's a question that splits truck stops faster than a blown airbag. Would you rather drive 1,000 miles in a Detroit DD15 or in a modern emissions choke semi-engine? Beat. One's a screaming two-stroke legend with the soul of a war machine. The other a high-tech, emissions-compliant powerhouse engineered for today's roads but maybe not tomorrow's breakdowns. Urgency tone. This isn't just an engine comparison. It's a battle between raw diesel history and modern trucking reality. Pattern interrupt, humorous tone. Fair warning, if you hate nostalgia, horsepower, or the smell of diesel in the morning, you're in the wrong video. Voiceover continues, in today's head-to-head, we're putting the Detroit Diesel 12V71 up against the smartest, cleanest, and arguably most fragile engines ever built. Torque, tech, reliability, and one thing that's more important than horsepower, control. Buckle up. This won't be a quiet ride. Studio microphone Act 2, the comparison, legend vs tech. Voiceover, let's start with the beast, the Detroit 12V71. Born from a time when engines were built like battleships, this two-stroke V12 diesel was loud, powerful, and borderline unkillable. You didn't drive it, you survived it? Pattern interrupt, slight sarcasm. If you've ever heard one at full throttle, it sounds like an angry chainsaw chewing through concrete. And that's not a complaint. It packed up to 525 horsepower, with a screaming 2,100 RPM redline. No turbos, just roots blowers forcing in air the old-fashioned way. Mechanics loved them because they were rebuildable. Drivers loved them because they made you feel invincible. Transition beat, shift tone to modern. But here's where the road turns. Modern engines like the Cummins X15, Detroit DD15, and Paycar MX13 are nothing like the 12V71. They're computer-controlled, turbocharged, emissions-certified machines optimized for fuel economy and uptime. You'll see 1,850 lb-ft of torque or more available at low RPMs. Integrated diagnostics tell you what's wrong before you even know something's off. And you'll pass every emissions test without needing a rebuild every 300,000 miles. Cliffhanger teaser. But what if all that technology is actually the ticking time bomb in your bottom line? Voiceover, because with all that precision comes complexity. You can't just pop the hood and grab a wrench. You'll need diagnostic tools, factory software, and let's be honest, probably a tow truck if the ECM glitches out on a Friday night. Urgency tone. And the cost of downtime, it's brutal. Some fleets report $1,200 a day in lost revenue for every truck sitting dead. So what matters more, simplicity and soul, or tech and compliance? Pattern interrupt, light humor. It's like choosing between a Harley and a Tesla. One makes noise. One makes sense. You decide which one keeps you awake at the wheel. Voiceover, the 12V71 was a driver's engine. You felt every gear, every RPM. It was loud, raw, and unforgettable. If you broke down, you could usually fix it with basic tools and a call to the parts guy who knew you by name. Modern semi-engines, meanwhile, are engineered for efficiency and emission control. If you're running a fleet, that matters. Every tenth of a mile per gallon adds up when you're burning 20,000 gallons a year. Build tension. But here's the catch: longevity. Modern engines are built to meet regulation deadlines, not necessarily outlast their ancestors. And when emissions systems fail, and they do, it's game over until the shop resets your future. Cliffhanger delivery. So what's the real cost over a million miles? Rebuilds, fuel, downtime, tech, compliance fines, We're breaking that down in next week's video, where we compare total life cycle cost between these two powertrains, and the answer might surprise even veteran drivers. Voiceover: which side are you on, the Screaming Jimmy or the Quiet Killer? Drop your engine pick in the comments. Hit like if you've ever driven or even heard a 12V71 in the wild. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss part 2 of this diesel duel. Until next time, keep the rubber down, keep the engine hot, and never let the computers win. Outro sound: roaring 12V71 fading into smooth techno beat.